removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And, we'll see what happens or if the DA looks and investigates.
It's interesting because, obviously this civil suit was coming for a while.
Yep.
And there was some talk between Busby and Jay-Z's lawyers. I think both Busby and Jay-Z's lawyers are really alphas.
Federal agents weren't chasing headlines when they raided Diddy's properties. But what they uncovered sparked a nuclear chain reaction that Hollywood never saw coming, buried beneath the flashy lifestyle. The luxury decor, over-the-top collections, and vaults packed with celebrity memorabilia was something far darker. Hard drives, tapes, digital files, footage so damaging it could take down some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry. And at the eye of this explosive storm, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the untouchable royal couple of pop culture, now caught in the crosshairs of a scandal that could destroy the flawless empire they've spent decades building.
But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past.
The allegations sound almost too outrageous to be real, but the whispers started the moment the raid ended. Homeland Security agents reportedly stumbled upon compromising footage deep within Diddy's personal archives. Clips so scandalous, so deeply incriminating, that if they ever go public, they could ruin careers, destroy reputations, and leave the entertainment world in utter chaos. And at the heart of the storm, the Carters, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, their side, names are being tossed around like confetti in this spiraling drama. Word on the street is, Diddy feels betrayed. Abandoned by Jay and Bey in his darkest hour, he's now allegedly out for revenge and ready to bring everyone down with him. Insiders claim he's sitting on a vault of receipts so explosive it could collapse the very foundation of the industry. Picture this: a secret Diddy party, ultra exclusive, invite only. The room packed with megastars from music, film, and sports, icons who spent decades polishing their brands and protecting their empires. But past the velvet ropes and polished selfies, something darker is happening. These aren't just lavish parties. They're allegedly engineered traps, carefully curated environments where lines blur, inhibitions vanish, and everything is recorded. And those cameras, they aren't just there to capture memories. They're weapons for leverage, for control.
10 years.
Oh, Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love, now. Dr.
No, Sean Carter.
Few insiders are now calling them freak-offs, and they weren't your typical celebrity soirees. These were traps disguised as luxury parties. Attendees believed they were surrounded by trusted peers in a private, exclusive setting. What they didn't realize, or didn't want to know, was that every whisper, every glance, every risky move was being recorded. And now, those recordings are in federal custody, and the implications, absolutely earth-shattering. While Diddy's true motives remain a mystery, one chilling theory is gaining momentum. This is his way of leveling the playing field. If he's going down, he's taking the whole tower with him. Sources close to the investigation suggest Diddy may have intentionally handed over incriminating material, a desperate strategic play to bargain his way out of total collapse. And who's in the crosshairs? Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the golden couple, who, depending on whom you ask, either turned their backs on Diddy when the fire got too hot, or secretly helped fan the flames behind the scenes. For Diddy, the betrayal cuts deep, and his alleged revenge? Cold, calculated, ruthless.
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the Freakoffs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
Adding gasoline to the fire is the sudden resurfacing of a once dismissed narrative, and it's coming back louder than ever. Jaguar Wright, the fearless industry whistleblower, has been sounding the alarm for years. She's long accused the Carters of being deeply complicit, not just silent witnesses, but beneficiaries of a toxic, high-powered culture fueled by blackmail, control, and secrets. Once brushed off as the angry ramblings of an outsider, Jaguar's warnings are now being revisited with deadly seriousness. Why? Because Diddy's alleged tapes reportedly corroborate parts of her story. And that changes everything. This scandal isn't just about wild parties anymore. The allegations cut much deeper, exposing what insiders are calling a decades-long system of manipulation, exploitation, and silence. According to multiple sources, some of the footage implicates multiple A-listers in shocking situations, the kind that could lead not just to lawsuits or indictments, but total reputational collapse. And in the middle of this firestorm, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, silent. No statements, no denials, no carefully polished Instagram posts to spin the story. But while the Carters keep their mouths shut, their legal team has gone into overdrive behind the scenes. And that silence, it's no accident. It's a strategy.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he has to, he won't get out till 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him come to a halfway house.
Beyoncé's legal team is in overdrive. Behind the scenes, they're reportedly issuing cease and desist letters to media outlets, pressuring platforms to pull interviews, and threatening legal action against anyone amplifying the most damning claims. It's a textbook move in high-profile damage control. But in this case, it's backfiring spectacularly. The more they try to bury the story, the louder it gets. The internet is in full meltdown mode. Fans and critics alike are dissecting every glance, every silence, every calculated absence from the Carters. And the question that just won't go away, if they're innocent, why won't they speak? But what truly sent shockwaves through the public and turned a scandal into something far darker is this: the rumored involvement of minors. Though no official confirmations have been made, whispers are spreading like wildfire. Allegations that underage attendees were lured, manipulated, and compromised at these so-called parties are now being discussed as potential grounds for criminal prosecution. Not just for Diddy, but for anyone who was there, anyone who knew, anyone who stayed silent. And if the Carters were in that circle, as some sources boldly claim, then their current silence begins to look like something far more sinister than a PR strategy.
Sean has to take responsibility for what he did as an individual. Sean is the one who pulled that gun out. Sean is the one who shot. So he has to take responsibility for that.
The federal raid on Diddy's properties didn't just blow open the present. It ripped the lid off the past. And now, all eyes are back on Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-partner, and the mother of 3 of his children. Before her sudden and tragic passing, Kim was reportedly working on a bombshell tell-all memoir, a book that insiders say would have exposed some of the entertainment industry's darkest, most dangerous secrets. According to those close to her, Kim knew too much. And now, in a chilling twist, some of the content allegedly found on Diddy's confiscated tapes appears to align with the very claims Kim hinted at before her death. Suddenly, the whispers around her passing aren't just rumors. They're questions that demand answers. Was Kim Porter silenced? And if so, who else is in danger now that the tapes are in federal hands? But the chaos doesn't stop there. Even Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, has been pulled into the fire, albeit indirectly. A seemingly small act, liking a comment on social media about the allegations against Jay-Z, ignited a frenzy of speculation. Though Tina later claimed her account was hacked, the damage had already spread. The internet pounced, framing it as yet another sign that the Carter empire is cracking from within. Because in a world built on silence, secrets, and control, even one click can shatter everything.
Jay-Z got his put by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got it. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your whooped.